Yo, what's up, guys? Nick here with some raw day trading. One moment, and we got another okay day today. Action was a little scattered at the open. What did I write? 12.6. Yeah, scattered open. Sorry, I'm a little, I guess, sleepy. Sleepy might not be the right word for it, but I'm here. Scattered open, ABLT ran up in the pre, which is this, kind of made this channel upwards here, ends up breaking out of the open. You'll see that in a sec. GXAI comes out of nowhere, and then UPC looks like it has promise. It doesn't end up giving what I wanted. The volume here, kind of like the other day, when I took a trade here on a similar sort of volume profile where just no volume going into the open, and it's under these trend lines of the 20 SMA, the 5-minute, 9 EMA, VWAP, blah, blah, blah. All of the stupid day trading things. Stupid, but I use them to kind of gauge where other traders are, and they use them as well, so they kind of work as a self-fulfilling prophecy. Those were just whatever. And so coming here, I didn't get much going out of the open. There was another penny name, SMX, on the side. UPC ends up going. I miss it because what I was just saying earlier, I was kind of going off that. I thought that it didn't have a chance, and I was like, I don't want to risk it. It's Friday. There's sellers stacking up. It's not looking great. This is what it looked like coming into the open here, 30 seconds in. And I probably actually had too much size up for this type of setup. Not necessarily the price range. I just didn't like the setup. So a little bit of smaller price range might have encouraged me to be slightly more aggressive, a little bit of smaller size, I mean. So this is what happens. It ends up pushing above, does a nice little flush down to below, and I didn't take that either. Let me actually see what the spreads and stuff were like. Yeah, there was liquidity in there. You can kind of see it. I actually had never mind, I take that back. I did try to get in here. I throw out an order right there at 92. It pushes the price up, and then there's that. I did not want slippage. This looked like a squirrely name, so I was not willing to do the slippage game where I jump in with a market order. So that means I did not get filled, and it does end up going. I could have gotten filled probably near the close of this candle, and it would have been all right, but it would have been an unconventional setup in the sense that while there was a probability that it goes in this round, the normally throughout most of the day it would not have gone, but at the open, a lot of times these things happen where the classic patterns that you see just get totally negated, and you're just playing off sheer momentum and trickery and people getting slippage, and your order pushing people around and scaring people out, especially shorts, as they get spooked, as they see a decent size order go through on the tape. But that also comes at the risk of slippage and the same thing happening to you. So today I was not feeling in an aggressive mood. Yesterday I had a decent day, and today I was just like, I don't want to. Like yesterday, I had taken a $500 costly minute very early in the day, and it took me I just wasn't willing to have that again today. Anyways, going to ABLT. This one does kind of like hesitate down here, and I do keep watching it, although I don't take any trades there. Where was my trade on it? Oh no, I do take a trade. Yeah. So here's where I took a trade. Okay, so it's down here. I'm waiting for it to just fall apart here, but it's not falling apart. It's not falling apart. It's not falling apart. Dot, dot, dot. And I'm like, oh, I even take it late, actually. Funny enough, I get filled at the bid, or in fact below the bid. Holy shit, yeah. This was a main... This is a tricky little bugger. Okay, no, never mind. I get filled lower quartile. I get filled in the lower third of the spread, which I think meant that what is happening there? I guess, yeah. I get filled in the lower end of the spread. I'm like, ooh, okay, all right. I'll hold on to this for a second, because like immediately it was above my price, and I was able to get out right there. It's not a fantastic setup. It's just a one candle sort of game here, but it is like I got out pretty much at the highs there, like about as high as you could have gotten out, unless you got filled at 19, which I don't think many people did. I took that bid immediately. That was a solid trade, solid 20 cents, really, 19 cents, and yeah. But then it does end up going a little higher, actually. I take that back. It does end up going to 25, pushing up above. I could have waited a second longer for that push, but even then, there's no liquidity on the bid there. It popped up for a second, but then immediately disappeared, and you had the risk of this other stuff. So I played that little small segment, less than a minute, kind of picture perfect. And that was a solid trade. Then we have a miss on UPC. I was watching it over here. I even had small size out. I wonder if I move it over. So I'm not super mad about missing this because I just got into watching it. I think if I were zoned in a little bit better on this name, which, tactically, the whole chart is a better setup than, this is where I should have been buying right there. I would be in maybe around 50, getting sketched out right here. Really sketched out, actually. Probably cutting, and then probably getting back in right here. And as it went higher here, I'd be in back at like 52 with the 10-cent loss already. I would just be riding, seeing if it wanted to go to highs. A decent 5-minute play here, where it's like the surprise at the open, first 15 minutes can do some wild things. And I, with the size and the moment, with the my position being so much lower, I could have just held and waited. And what ends up happening is it actually jerks around a little bit. I don't take that either. So I would have stopped out early, and I would be down slightly on it, but still watching it. And then I would have to get back in somewhere in order for me to do it. Oh, there was a lot of potential. I was thinking about it wrong. I was thinking it was going to go all the way up. Instead, it just did like a creep with lots of opportunities to get in on a smaller scalp. So my time frame was actually off. But this chart looks fantastic for kind of getting in and out on the dips on the 1 minute. So I could have kind of noticed that. The volume here wasn't quite queued up for... let's rewind this a little bit. It looked kind of janky. It looked kind of sell heavy. So I think it would have made sense to take earlier, but I'm not sure. Sometimes these do get a heavy overwhelm. This is a very heavy sell sequence here. So this candle, even though it's green, it was very short and stubby and just stopping all momentum with a lot of volume. This candle is a sell candle. This candle's a buy-up candle, but with less volume. This candle's another sell candle with more volume, and it dips down lower, and it kind of double bottoms down here. Yeah, so there was some stuff I missed, and even looking back on it, I missed too. I think going forward, I need to be more tuned into it. A lot of what happened was I got shiny object syndrome, and this is one of the main troubles at the open. Is it's really hard to pick stocks because a lot of times, like, the main leading gapper was a stock that I was on, and it didn't go. I had a trade there on SMX. UPC is going to do something here in a second where I miss as well. Okay, so this is another tell for me, this really low indecisive volume down here, but I'm not sure which way it's going to go. It actually looks like it has a decent potential to fail here. However, going up through 50 would be a big, interesting one, so I'm going to let it. Yeah, okay, so that, and then, okay, it's not failing. What do I do now that it's not failing? It's holding, still holding. Is it going to give a little pullback? Let's see, a little pullback. I would want to see it back to 45 right now, maybe. If not, buying right there. Holding, definitely holding now. Still holding. So I'd be in at like 52.3 because that seller pop or the buyer popped up. Maybe 55 if there was really bad slippage. And this would be decent. I'd be like, okay, all right, maybe take half out. I'm like, where else can I get to? It didn't test 4 yet, so that's what I would be thinking. I would be thinking $4. $4 here with half my position on, stop at break even. If it even goes back towards 50, it's probably a cut. It's sort of building here. There is some buying coming through, some selling going through. There's support on the bid, and it is opening up. There it is. What I did not like about that, it was under the 20, but it was the first time under the 20. It had a pretty strong move up into it. And then it just like halts up right there. Boom, I'll take it out there. I don't remember if it does continue. We'll see here. It does continue fantastically, but it looks like it opens high. GXAI also halts up at the same time. So this is again like what I was saying. It's a very Yep, and that opens one more time. But there's a lot of stuff going on all at the same time, and you gotta like pick carefully because there's a lot of money on the line. And that would have been a hard trade because it opens, and you're like, boom, right there, 40s. You'd have to be getting out right there, so you'd have to be super fast, which is okay. But if you any chance thought it was going to go to 5 and like you'd be able to get out just above 5, I think you might be chopped out. Probably getting in late too, and trying for that second halt. This is definitely a difficult one. So GXAI comes in. I missed GXAI at 55. It was on another chart, and we'll show it. No, it was on that chart. GXAI right here. So it's stacking here, and then this is the actual move. I'm like, this thing's going to reverse. Of course it's going to reverse. Actually, I haven't taken any trades on it. Again, I had a little bit of bigger size queued up here, probably like near the max size I would take for this price range at the moment. So I was a little slower on the uptake. should have sized down, especially since it was pushing highs. If it was near the lows or creeping in a lower buy, I could have like kind of snuck in, but with bigger size without it really, like sometimes like you get the wrong liquidity patch here and you're just messed up. Anyways, that's that one. It opens up poorly, and then I had 2 L's on this stupid stock, PGHL. It ended up being down. I kept trying for a break of something, and like the level 2 was just gamed really hard, and I knew it was gamed, and I had big size. I was just hoping that the algorithms opened up and just let the volume come in and then reestablish themselves. But it was in a spot in a time of day where I thought it might happen, but it didn't happen. I just paid a couple stop outs, which is fine. Down 200 on that. And then, yeah, my size was a little big at the highs. That was kind of the problem. So next week, size lighter to be more nimble when at highs. Adjust to size lighter when at highs, and reg size in calmer environments, or after familiar with price action. Yeah, because that's also the thing about at the open. You don't know how these stocks are going to react and how much you're going to risk on it actually. So it's harder to gauge. So I think coming into it with a little bit smaller sizing and getting loosened up is a better choice. But the real meat of the day, like, and I was break even at this point, came late in the day for SMX for me. I ended up making 1 something, 2 something, 3 something. Actually, it was not even on camera. SMX ended up curling and popping, and I was able to size into it a little bit. And that's where I made the bulk of my day, ending at 362 after fees. And I had $75 in fees. And so I was like 400 and something dollars, 430, I believe. Yeah. 430 in them fees, or no, 430 before fees. But that's the cost of le penny. Le penny stock is le expensive. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna take off. Got some stuff to do today. Peace out.